Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Taste of Ruby, and today we're going to bake brown bread with Mr. Simiyu. And thank you for showing love on the channel. For the last video that I posted, the one for the white bread, really did well. So don't forget to subscribe, to share and comment. Thank you. Watch till the end.
A recipe of brown bread. Today we are making brown bread. You just have to use sugar according to the ratio. Compared to the white bread that we had made earlier, it is half the sugar of that of the white bread. So in that normal bread of 70 loaves, we used 1050 grams. So here we have to use 525 grams for the brown bread. After that, the sugar, we have to add salt to taste, 50 grams, compared to the white bread that we used 70 grams. That's exactly 50 grams. From there, we use our yeast, Surf instant yeast. This is our yeast, and it varies from one recipe to recipe due to the environmental condition. So here we have to use around 130 grams for brown bread. So this is our yeast. From there we have to use our cooking fat or master fat. To use 850 grams. It has no variation with the white bread. The only difference is that we have to reduce the normal amount of sugar in that brown bread. So here is our cooking fat. We have to measure around 850 grams. So this is our recipe ready for mixing. We don't use preservative because our loaf is consumed there and then. We don't have to store, but the normal lifespan of this bread takes 7 days, 5 to 7 days. So we don't need, there's no need of using bread preservative. So direct we head to our mixing. So this is our dough mixer. Put our recipe. Mixing with our flour. This is the normal white baking flour. We use the ratio 3 to 2. So we have to put around 4 packets of white flour and then 3 packets of brown flour. This is still our white flour. Ratio 1 to 3 or 2 to 3. This is still our white flour. And it varies from brand to brand. You can use either Pembe, Soko, Ajab, Umi, any can do, or 210. From there, we have to add our wholemeal flour. So this is our brown flour. This is the Pembe Ata Mark 1, the brown one. So ratio 4 white, 3 brown. Another brown flour or wholemeal. So this is our recipe for the brown flour, brown bread. From here we start our mixer. This is the timer. Put it on and then you start. After mixing the dry ingredients with the flour, you have to add warm water. The reason being, quicken up the reaction. So we have to use our warm water. The reason being, the warm water speeds up the reaction of the yeast, acting on the flour, sugar and fat. So you have to use warm water varying from the environmental conditions. So in warm region, you can just use normal water. But in cold regions, you can use warm water or the lukewarm water. So you don't need to use hot water because yeast is a living organism. When exposed to high temperature, it is denatured before bread being fermented, proofing. So you have to use warm water to speed up the reaction, not warm water or hot water. The hot water denatures the yeast before portioning. So you use the warm water for the best result. So after our dough mixing, the dough is already mixed. We have to stop our mixer. Ready to empty our mixer. The dough is ready for portioning. To put it on the table or working top. Ready for portioning. As you see, our next chef is portioning, ready for molding. Done. Hapa na Maureen is ready. Nataka tujaribu kutafuta brown bread recipe hapa. So what are we doing here? So after dough mixing, here we are on working top, ready for portioning. As you see, our second baker is portioning as we do the molding. This is what we call molding or bread folding. This is molding or bread folding. As you see, it has got the lower base as a curve that when you place in our baking tin, it has to be placed, the line has to be at the base. The reason being to avoid unfolding while in the fermenting box, as it proves. just have to grease. This is what we call greasing. You just have to grease the sides of the baking tin. Just the sides of the baking tin using your corn oil. The reason being for the loaf not to stick while baking. Because we don't use non-sticky baking tins. You know, in big industries, we have non-sticky baking tins or non-sticky pans. So, but in our industry or in our small bakery here, we use corn oil for greasing the baking tin. Finished our greasing process, and our brown bread is ready to be placed in this fermenting box. This is a fermenting box or proofer. I'm putting our brown bread in. And if you don't have a fermenting box, you can just improvise on the jua kali one. You can use a polythene paper, and then you put water or a jiko. You put charcoal in your jiko, you enclose it in that polythene paper, maybe in such a way like a shade. Put it there your jiko with boiling water in a sufuria, then you enclose. That steam will be emitted in that improvised fermenting box, but it might take longer time because the emission of the steam will be fewer or less compared to this original fermenting box. Here we go. We do also make a 1 kg loaf. This is a family size. So with this, I use non-sticky baking tin. This is our non-sticky baking tin, which means the loaf cannot stick on the sides. There's no need of greasing. These are original tins, not the jua kali ones. But for the jua kali ones, you have to grease using your corn oil. But these ones are original. That's why we call them non-greasy baking tins. So in baking section, sometimes we can have a challenge. You can miss the fermenting box or the proofer and assume your loaf is almost ready for baking. So it has missed, let's assume our loaf has missed one stage, that is the fermenting box. You have missed a step in that fermenting box and your loaf is already raised ready for baking. So it has undergone a process ready for baking. So it has missed that step of fermenting or proofing. So it has missed that steam. So as you compare the top cover, it is somehow rough and very hard. So in that way, you can use just a brush, a painting brush with water. You sprinkle the water on top of the on top of that loaf that has already raised, ready for baking. This is another step of fermenting from the proofing box or the proofer. Yes, sir. Cold water using the brush. Just use normal water, cold water. It will have to give the texture. The top cover will have the smooth texture compared to the other one that has not undergone the last process of that fermenting box. So you just have to sprinkle water. And this process, as you see, this other loaf, it has been baked. This we call open baking in our bakery. But the other section we use closed baking. So in closed baking, we just have to close the lid, the tight fitting lid, over this the dough that has been sprinkled with water. So this is what we call closed baking. As you see, our loaf or our baking tin has been fitted with a tight fitting lid, ready for baking. This is what we call closed baking. So it's ready for baking. And it has missed the third stage in that fermenting box. So see, we are now ready to bake our loaf. That process called closed baking. So as you see, this is our brown bread ready for baking. It has already proved. As you see, the size was already 3/4 away. Place it directly in our oven, ready for baking. And mark you the size of the proofer. It varies or it goes hand in hand with the capacity of your oven. If your oven has a capacity of 100 loaves, you can look for a proofer that accommodates 100 loaves ready for proofing to fit in the oven. Hey, bwana. Nashangaa. Unaona sasa hii unga. Kwa nini inamaanisha hii unga ilikaa kwa meza hapo sana. Nikwambia nitakana ukiongeza yeast, nitakana uwe very speed kuportion hiyo unga. So our oven is a deck oven. It has got top fire and bottom fire. So while baking, the top fire starts with 180 degrees, but the bottom fire has to be adjusted to 200 degrees. The reason being, the bottom fire has to hit the base of the oven, and then the base of the baking tin as compared to the top fire, which hits direct to the top cover of the loaf. So that's what we call our deck oven. Has a variation in temperature control, but as compared to rotary oven, it has even distribution of heat. But the deck oven has to be adjusted according with how the baking tins are. So our brown bread is already baked. Top oven is our working top. Placing it into the cooling rack ready for slicing. Brown bread is done, ready for cooling in the cooling rack, ready for slicing.